They tell you revenge is a dish best served cold. They're wrong. Revenge is served hot. It's the searing heat of a blade, the copper smell of blood filling a cheap motel room, and the sudden, deafening silence that comes after a man's scream is cut short. I should know. I was the one holding the sword. But before the blade, before the blood, there was a promise made by a boy named Liam, under a string of fairy lights in my best friend's backyard. I was 17, he was 22, and he was my first everything. My name is Zoe, and 3 years ago, I married my first love. Liam was magnetic. He had that easy, small-town charm, handsome in a way that felt both familiar and dangerous. Our homes were barely 2 miles apart in the sleepy little town of Maple Creek, a place where everyone knows your business before you do. We met, we clicked, and we fell into that dizzying, all-consuming first love. He wasn't rich, not by a long shot. He drove for Uber, pulling 16-hour days, his salary barely scraping by at maybe $40,000 a year. But he was ambitious. He had a fire in him, a desperation to be more, and he loved me with that same intensity. It was a beautiful, simple love, the kind you see in movies and think can't possibly be real. After 3 years, we made it real. We got married. Everyone told me how lucky I was. That Liam, they'd say, he's a good one, a hard worker. He's going to be something someday. And they were right. He was a hard worker. He was charming, knew how to talk to people, and everyone loved him. From the day I met him, I never heard a single bad word about Liam. His parents were long-haul truckers, on the road for months at a time, so they weren't around much. But they sent money, good money, enough to have already built a beautiful, spacious house for the family. So when we got married, we didn't have to worry about a mortgage. We moved in with his grandparents, Rose and Joe, and his younger sister, Chloe, who was still in high school. With the money we saved and a small loan, we bought a newer, more comfortable car for his Uber business. The first year was a blur of grinding hard and paying off that car loan. Liam was relentless. He'd be out on the road at all hours. Sometimes, a call would come in at 3 a.m., a long-haul trip to the city, and he'd get dressed in the dark, kissing me gently on the forehead before slipping out. My heart ached for him. I wanted to help, to get a job and share the burden, but I got pregnant almost immediately after the wedding. Liam insisted I stay home. Just focus on you and the baby. Zoe, I got this. So I nested. I cooked, I cleaned. His grandparents, both in their late 60s, were sweet, salt-of-the-earth people. They still worked their small plot of land, hale and hearty. While Liam drove, I became the heart of the home. Once the car was paid off, Liam didn't slow down. He poured his earnings into building a small convenience store attached to the front of the house for his grandparents to run. He fronted the money for all the initial stock. With his parents away so often, Liam was the man of the house, the pillar. He was supporting everyone, his grandparents, his pregnant wife, his high school sister. His word was law, and in my eyes, in everyone's eyes, our family was perfect. A model family, respected, happy. But you know how it is with perfect things, don't you? They break so easily. The cracks started to show right after our son, Leo, was born. Liam stopped driving for Uber as much. He'd met some new friends, older guys with expensive watches and cheap smiles. He got into a new line of work with them, a dangerous one, loan sharking, running a pawn shop as a front, taking illegal bets. It was dirty money, but God, it came in fast. A single weekend of taking bets could bring in what used to take him a month of driving. He was hooked. He quit Uber for good, keeping the car only for his own use. The money started flowing in like a river, And with the money came new friends, new connections, new opportunities. He partnered with one of his buddies and opened a bar on the outskirts of town. A divey place with blacked-out windows, a karaoke machine, and private back rooms. Thanks to his connections, the bar was an instant success. Liam was on top of the world, a rising star. But when a man rises that fast, he often forgets who he is, and he forgets who he's supposed to come home to. The money changed him. The power changed him. He started cheating. At first, it was subtle. Late nights he blamed on the bar, the smell of a perfume that wasn't mine. Then, it became blatant. I caught him, red-handed, and when I confronted him, he looked at me with cold, indifferent eyes, as if I were a stranger, an inconvenience. My words, my tears, they meant nothing. He didn't even have the decency to deny it. When our son Leo turned 1, I told Liam I wanted to go back to work. I was losing my mind, cooped up in that house. He refused. Go work in some factory for minimum wage. Don't be stupid, Zoe. You know what happens in those places. Everyone's sleeping with everyone. That was his excuse. The truth? He wanted me trapped. I make enough money, he said, his voice final. You stay home. You raise our son. So, I stayed. And I became the woman who doesn't do anything. The freeloader. The one who lived off her husband's hard work. Liam would be out all night, screwing God knows who, while his own family turned on me. His grandmother, Rose. She was the worst. She had a tongue as sharp as broken glass. She ran the little convenience store, and every single day, she'd be on the phone with Liam's aunts, my sisters-in-law, gossiping, every little thing, every argument between Liam and me, every sigh of frustration. It was all broadcasted for the entire family to hear and judge. My marriage was a ghost, and my home had become a prison. I was surrounded by people who looked at me with contempt. I wanted a divorce. I begged for one. But Liam would never agree. Why would he? He had the perfect setup, a beautiful home, a son, and a wife who served as a respectable front for his dirty life. To the outside world, I was living a fairy tale. The girl from the poor side of the tracks who married the town's new big shot, living in a big house, wanting for nothing. They couldn't see the rot behind the walls. They couldn't understand the terror. Only I knew. And now, looking back after 2 years of that hell, I regret it. I regret getting married so young. I graduated high school, worked a dead-end factory job for 2 years, and then married him with nothing to my name. People probably wonder, where did my money from those 2 years go? Well, my parents were farmers. Life was hard. Every paycheck I got, I kept just enough for gas and a cheap lunch. The rest went straight to my mom to help keep the family afloat. When I got married, the only thing I brought with me was 3 small pieces of gold jewelry my parents had given me as a dowry. The very scooter I rode was a gift from Liam's parents. It was the perfect ammunition for his grandmother. That Zoe, I'd hear Grandma Rose telling customers in the store, her voice loud enough for me to hear from the living room. Marrying my Liam was like winning the lottery for her. Her family's dirt poor. She came here with nothing. The scooter she rides, my son bought it for her. And now, she just stays home with the kid, does nothing. My grandson pays for everything. I'd be in my room, holding Leo, listening to her tear me apart. I'd just swallow the tears, forcing them back down until they felt like stones in my stomach. She was right, wasn't she? I was poor. I came with nothing. And that's why they felt they had the right to treat me like nothing. If I could turn back time, God, if I could just turn it back, I never would have said yes. I wouldn't be here, in this nightmare, a cheating husband, a grandmother-in-law who despised me, a teenage sister-in-law, Chloe, who wouldn't lift a finger to help me and would join in with her grandmother, whispering about me to her friends. Lately, the fights with Liam had gotten worse, always about the other women, and every single time, his family would side with him. I was always the one who was crazy, jealous, ungrateful. I was utterly, completely alone in that house. I wasn't a wife anymore. I was the unpaid help. You want to know what my life was like? Let me walk you through a typical day. 6 a.m. I'm up. I go to the market to buy fresh groceries for the day and pick up breakfast for the whole family. 7 a.m. I feed Leo. He's a 1-year-old, a picky eater. Getting him to finish a small bowl of oatmeal is a marathon of patience and exhaustion. 8 a.m. I hand Leo over to Grandma Rose, and the real work begins. Sweep the floors, mop the floors, do the laundry, hang the laundry, sweep the porch, sweep the driveway, clean the bathrooms, clean the kitchen, clean the dining room. It's a huge house. The bigger the house, the more there is to clean. And it had to be spotless, every single day, because Grandma Rose noticed everything. A single speck of dust was a personal failing. 10 a.m. Cleaning is finally done. I take Leo back for a quick breastfeed, a few precious moments of quiet before handing him back to her. 10:30 a.m. Start cooking lunch. The entire day was a relentless cycle of chores and childcare, a frantic, exhausting loop. Meanwhile, Chloe, the 17-year-old, would sleep until 11 a.m. She'd wake up, wander into the living room, and spend the rest of the day with her feet up on the sofa, scrolling through her phone or playing games. While I scrambled around her, she never once offered to help. Not with the dishes, not with her own nephew, nothing. My life was pre-programmed. Wake up, execute tasks, repeat. I was a maid who was paid in insults and loneliness. I could handle the work. I could even handle the constant criticism, the feeling of being watched and judged. I could swallow it all. But sharing my husband, that I could not accept. Could any woman? Could you? Could you accept knowing that the man who sleeps in your bed, the father of your child, spends his nights in the arms of another woman? And my family, my husband's family, they expected me to. They demanded it. If Liam had been discreet, if he had at least tried to hide it, maybe things would have been different. But he was flagrant. He was proud. When a man has money, the women flock to him. Liam's list of lovers was long, but the first one who really mattered. Her name was Tessa. She was 18 years old, fresh out of high school, from some forgotten town upstate. She was new, naive. A friend of hers, named Vanessa, who already worked at Liam's bar, lured her down with promises of easy money. The moment Tessa walked into that bar, Liam set his sights on her. I can picture the scene so clearly. Liam calling Vanessa into his cramped, smoke-filled office. She, your friend? Yeah, boss. Her name's Tessa. Just finished high school. Took me a while to convince her to come down. Good work. Liam would have leaned back in his chair, a smirk playing on his lips. Vanessa, ever the opportunist, would have seen her opening. You said you'd give me $5,000 if I brought a new girl down. So, Liam would have laughed. Of course, but we gotta make sure she sticks around, or will she get spooked and run back home after a week? Because if she does, I'm out $5,000 for nothing. Vanessa would have laughed then, a brittle, knowing sound. Don't you worry about that, boss. She's got an appetite for nice things. I know her type. Show her how much she can make here, and she'll be eating out of your hand in no time. She got a boyfriend. Liam would ask, his voice casual, but the question was anything but. Nope. Single, Vanessa would reply, maybe with a little flirtatious shrug. Just like me. All right, Liam would say. The deal sealed. I'll wire it to you. And just like that, Tessa's fate was decided. Liam was a predator, and he was a damn good one. He had the charm, the money, the power. He knew which words to whisper, which promises to make. And Tessa, young and dazzled by this dangerous, charismatic man who ran this whole operation, who had dozens of guys who called him boss, she fell, hard and fast. She officially became Liam's mistress, and she knew. Of course, she knew about me and Leo, but Liam made her feel special, chosen. While she was being chosen, Vanessa was relegated back to the trenches. She saw the favoritism, the way Liam showered Tessa with gifts and easy nights, and a bitter resentment began to fester. She started looking for a way to knock the new queen off her throne. 2 a.m. at the bar was a special kind of hell. That night, Vanessa had just finished with 2 clients. Clients who treated her less like a woman and more like a piece of furniture they could use and abuse. Exhausted, her body aching, she trudged back to the small room she shared with Tessa, and there, outside the door, were Liam's boots. Lucky little bitch, she muttered under her breath, the words tasting like acid. Gets to be the queen, living the easy life, while the rest of us are down here getting chewed up and spit out. What a fucking fairy tale. She sighed, a sound heavy with a weariness that went bone deep, and knocked on the door. Tessa, it's me. A muffled voice came from inside. Just a sec, I'm busy. Then Liam's voice, clear and unbothered. Just let her in, we'll continue later. Vanessa wanted to throw up. She wanted to scream. Instead, she just waited. Tessa opened the door. You're back, she said, a little too brightly. Yeah, need a shower. The air in here is disgusting tonight. Vanessa walked in, her eyes immediately finding Liam. He was lying on the bed, naked, not even bothering to cover himself. She felt nothing, no shock, no modesty. This was just part of the landscape of her life. Hey boss, she said, letting her gaze linger on him for a beat too long, adding a small, tired wink, a desperate little reminder that she was still here. Then she turned and headed for the bathroom. When she came out, wrapped in a towel, Liam was gone. Liam left already? She asked, trying to sound casual. Thought he was sleeping over. Nah, Tessa said, pulling the sheets up to her chin. His wife called. The kid's got a fever or something. Oh, Vanessa said, a slow, cruel smile beginning to form in her mind. His wife, the one named Zoe, right? She's pretty. You've seen her? Yeah. He brings her to the bar sometimes. You gotta be careful, you know, in case she finds out. I know, Tessa said, but her voice was small. Vanessa looked at her, at this girl playing a dangerous game, and thought, I hope she finds out. I hope she comes here and rips every strand of hair from your pretty little head. Back in my world, in that big, empty house, I knew nothing of Tessa or Vanessa. All I knew was the cold space in my bed. Liam had stopped coming home at night. He'd only show up in the middle of the day to play with Leo for an hour, before disappearing again around 4 p.m. He'd shower, drench himself in that expensive cologne that made my stomach turn, and get ready to leave. One afternoon, I couldn't take it anymore. Liam, what time will you be home tonight? He didn't even look at me, just adjusted his collar in the mirror. Don't know, Zoe. The bar gets busy. Don't wait up. Please come home, I whispered. Leo and I. It's hard to sleep when you're not here. It's just easier to crash at the bar. Saves me the drive back and forth. I'll be back in the morning, he said, the lie so thin it was transparent. You and Leo will be fine. I felt a surge of cold fury. Or, are you staying with someone? He finally turned, his eyes narrowing. There you go again, making shit up. I'm a grown man, Zoe. Stop talking nonsense. I fell silent. What else could I say? I'd suspected him for a month, this gnawing certainty in my gut. But I had no proof, and I was so afraid. Afraid of what the truth would mean for us, for our son. I still loved him, or at least, I loved the memory of the boy I'd married. So I tried to hold our crumbling family together. I stayed quiet, but the quieter I became, the louder the chaos grew. The next day, Liam was downstairs, holding Leo by the front gate, chatting with some neighbors who were sitting out on their porch. I saw his phone, lying face up on our bed. My heart started hammering against my ribs. I knew it was locked. He'd put a passcode on it months ago. I sighed. How am I supposed to find anything out if I can't even get into his phone? Just then, the screen lit up. A call. The name on the screen was Baby Tessa. My breath caught in my throat. I didn't answer. A moment later, she called again. Then, a message notification popped up. I couldn't read it through the lock screen. I was desperate, my mind racing. How could I unlock it? And then I had an idea. It was insane, a long shot, but I had to try. I crept over to the bed, picked up the phone, and held it up to the large framed wedding photo on our wall. I aimed the front camera at Liam's smiling face in the picture. The phone buzzed. Face ID recognized him. It unlocked. My hands were shaking. I peeked out the window. He was still down there, laughing with the neighbors, completely oblivious. I opened his messages. The chat with Baby Tessa was right at the top. My love, why aren't you picking up? Call me. I miss you. Baby, get me some of those jumbo shrimp later, okay? I'm craving them. I scrolled up and up and up. Weeks of messages, calling each other husband and wife, sexting, making plans. My world tilted on its axis. I grabbed my own phone and, with trembling fingers, took pictures of the screen. Evidence. Proof. Then I went downstairs. Liam was the one cheating. He was the one betraying our vows, our family. But as I walked down those stairs, I was the one who felt sick with fear and adrenaline, as if I were the one who had done something wrong. I had the proof, but I felt paralyzed. What now? This wasn't the Liam I knew. This was a different man. He was a boss, a gangster, a man with a temper who was used to getting his way. One wrong word from me, and he could explode. I had to be careful. I had to think. That evening, after he'd gone back to his bar, back to her, I sat in the dark, scrolling through the photos on my phone, reading their messages over and over again. Tessa was so sweet, obsequious. Every other word was, yes, my love. Of course, my love. It made me sick. I felt so alone, so broken, that I texted my mom. Mom, I'm so tired. I want to come home. A minute later, she replied, What happened, sweetie? He's cheating on me, Mom. All the time. I can't do this anymore. Her response was exactly what I knew it would be, but it still broke my heart. Just try to be patient, Zoe. Men, they all have their flaws. The important thing is that he still cares for you and Leo. He still provides for the family. Just hang in there. I am trying, Mom, but I'm so stressed out. His family hates me, and he's the only one I have here. And now he's gone too. What am I supposed to do? Men always come back home eventually, honey. You have to endure. For yourself. For Leo. I knew she meant well, but hearing those words, endure, as if my life was something to be survived, not lived. My parents had it so tough. They were farmers, working from sunup to sundown. A few months ago, my dad had a stroke. The surgery was successful, but he was bedridden now, his health fragile. Their financial situation went from bad to worse. I was the youngest of 3 girls, the one who had supposedly married well, when my dad had his surgery. Liam, to his credit, gave me $20,000 to give to my mom for the hospital bills. My older sisters, both struggling with their own families, thought I was living the high life. If I showed up on their doorstep now, divorced, with a baby on my arm, they would be shocked. And where would I even go? My parents' tiny farmhouse had no room, and my dad's health was too precarious. I couldn't add my own burden to theirs, but staying here, in this house where I was treated like dirt, where I had to face the reality of my husband's infidelity every single day. I was afraid I was going to have a breakdown, that I would sink into a depression so deep I'd never find my way out. What was I supposed to do? I decided to wait, to watch. I said nothing. I acted as if nothing had happened. But at night, sleep wouldn't come. I'd lie awake, holding Leo, my mind tortured by images of Liam with another woman. If you've ever been cheated on, you know this feeling, don't you? This hollow, helpless ache, this endless reel of imagined scenes that plays behind your eyes. I wanted to talk to my mom again, but I knew she would just tell me to be strong, to endure. So I kept it all inside. I'd finally drift off around dawn, only to be jolted awake by a banging on my bedroom door. It was Grandma Rose. "Zoe, what time is it? Are you going to sleep all day?" I scrambled out of bed. I'm up. I opened the door, and she was standing there, hands on her hips, her face a mask of disapproval. "Living the good life, aren't we? So comfortable you just sleep the day away. I don't care how you were raised, but in this house, you get up on time. You act responsible, you lazy thing. One more time, and I swear, I'll chase you back to your parents' house myself." I just bowed my head, taking it. I hadn't even brushed my teeth or combed my hair. I just grabbed the keys to the scooter and flew out the door to the market. When I got back, she was standing at the front gate, bouncing a fussy Leo on her hip. One of the neighbors was walking back from her morning exercise. "You're up early with the little one, Rose," the neighbor said. Leo was still half asleep, his eyes barely open. Rose gave his bottom a few sharp pats, making him startle and begin to cry. "Got to get him on a proper schedule," Rose declared loudly. "For my benefit, can't have him turning out lazy like his mother." "It's only 6 a.m., the neighbor chuckled. "My grandkids sleep till 8. "Not in this house," Rose sniffed. "We have standards. We're up by 6. Breakfast is on the table by 6:30. We're a family of discipline." The neighbor just shook her head, smiling. "Whatever you say, Rose." I walked up to them. "Good morning, Mrs. Gable. Nice walk." "It was lovely, Zoe. You're back from the market already. So early." I overslept a little today," I mumbled. Rose jumped in immediately. "There's no oversleeping in this house. Now get inside and start breakfast. Stop standing around gossiping." "Yes, Grandma." I walked inside, but I could still hear them talking. "You're too hard on that girl, Rose," Mrs. Gable said gently. "She's a good kid, hardworking. She needs it." Rose snapped back. "I have to stay on her case, or nothing gets done. Honestly, talking to her just wears me out. But she's so stubborn. She never learns." "You think she's good? You should see the lazy way she does things." "Well, if you had my daughter-in-law, you'd be singing a different tune." "Oh, don't talk to me about your daughter-in-law. I'm not interested. Go on, go home." "Fine. I don't need to talk to you either." And Mrs. Gable stormed off. That was Grandma Rose. Always right, never listening. She had no real friends, because she fought with everyone. The entire neighborhood tiptoed around her. The next day was Liam's birthday. He decided to throw a party at the bar. He came home at noon to pick up me and Leo. Wear something nice, Zoe. A lot of my friends are gonna be there. Okay. I got dressed up, put on makeup. When I was ready, he drove us to the bar. It was packed. At least 100 people, all of them loud, rough-looking men, and their flashy girlfriends. As soon as we walked in, I saw her, Tessa. She was beautiful, dressed in a tight, revealing dress. The moment she saw Liam, she ran over and threw her arms around his neck. "Happy birthday, my love," she cooed right in front of me. "Thanks, Tessa," he said, a little awkwardly. I knew exactly who she was, but I had to play my part. I stepped closer to Liam. "Who's this, honey?" He gently pushed Tessa away. "Oh, just one of the girls who works here." I smiled, a cold, brittle thing, and linked my arm through his. "Well, it's nice to meet you. Honey, can you take Leo for me? My arm is a little sore." It was a lie, but it worked. Liam took our son, and Tessa couldn't cling to him anymore. Her face fell. "You two seem so happy," she said, her voice dripping with sarcasm. I watched Liam walk away to talk to his friends. Then I turned my full attention to her. My smile vanished. My voice dropped to an icy whisper. "The other woman never gets a happy ending, sweetie. You should remember that." Tessa scoffed, recovering quickly. "We'll see about that, won't we, Zoe?" "Oh, you know my name?" "Of course." "Good. Then, you should know I know everything. The only question is whether I choose to do something about it. Do you understand what I'm saying?" She just laughed, a dismissive little sound. "I know what you're saying, and I don't care. To be mocked by my husband's mistress." The rage was a physical thing, a fire in my chest. But I couldn't lose control here, not in front of everyone. I had to stay calm, project strength. "You have a very beautiful face, Tessa," I said, my voice dangerously soft. "You should take good care of it. It would be a shame if something ruined it." She snorted. "Are you threatening me?" "Let's just say I'm giving you some friendly advice. Be careful, because I don't know when my patience will finally run out." She just smirked and walked away. Just as I was about to follow, another girl approached me. "Hi, Zoe." "Hello. My name's Vanessa. It's been a while since we've seen you at the bar with Liam." "I've been busy." Vanessa leaned in conspiratorially. "You need to come around more often, or someone's going to steal your husband right out from under you." I feigned ignorance, my heart pounding. "Really? Who?" She thought I was clueless. She tilted her head towards Tessa. "Her, the one in the black dress. Her name's Tessa." "Oh," I said, as if surprised. "Thank you for telling me." "It's nothing," she said, looking pleased with herself. "I just can't stand watching it happen, you know? It's not right." I saw my opening, a way to get more information, an ally on the inside. "Does she live around here?" "She lives at the bar, in one of the rooms upstairs. She's from my hometown. I'm the one who brought her here," she admitted, her voice laced with regret. But her attitude, I can't stand her. "Does she have to work with clients?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. "No, she's Liam's girl. She doesn't have to do anything, just gets to go shopping and hang out. He buys her everything, designer bags, perfume, gives her tons of cash too." So that was it, betrayed by a friend. Vanessa was jealous. She saw Tessa living the life she wanted, and the envy was eating her alive. I decided to make her an offer. "Do you like designer bags and perfume, Vanessa?" Her eyes lit up. "Of course." "Then help me," I said, my voice firm. "Help me get rid of Tessa, and you'll have everything you want." Her head bobbed in an enthusiastic nod, selling out her friend without a second's hesitation. "I've been wanting to take her down for a while. It's just, you were never here, so I didn't know how to help you." We exchanged numbers. She created a new chat on a secure app, and then she started sending me things. Pictures, videos, photos she'd secretly taken of Liam and Tessa, in bed together. The images were disgusting, horrifying. They made me want to vomit, but I couldn't look away. This was Liam's birthday party. I couldn't make a scene. I forced the rage down, burying it deep inside me. "Thank you, Vanessa," I typed. "We'll talk later, if this works. I'll make sure you're taken care of." "I know you will," she replied. "I'm going to mingle. Don't want her getting suspicious. We'll plan something tonight." "Okay." That night, Vanessa and I laid out a plan, a trap. I couldn't do it alone. I needed backup. I texted my sister-in-law, not Liam's sister, but my own brother's wife. She was more of a sister to me than my own blood siblings. She was tough, loyal, and she loved me fiercely. I told her everything. "I'm so tired. I want to leave him. Right now." She replied instantly. "Did he hit you again? Or is it another woman? Another one? She works at his bar." And she had the nerve to mock me to my face. "That bitch. What do you want to do?" "I want to beat the hell out of her. Whatever happens after, I don't care. If I get divorced, if I have to bring Leo home. Will you help me? Listen to me, Zoe. If that bastard keeps treating you like this, you pack your bags and you bring that boy home. We're not rich, but we're rich in love. Don't you worry about a thing. Thank you, Mai. Anything you need, you call me. If you need help, I will be there." This time, I was going to catch them in the act, and I was going to make Tessa pay. And after that, whatever happened, happened. If Liam wanted to leave me for her, fine. I couldn't live like this anymore. I am a human being, not some stray dog who should be grateful for scraps. This time, there would be a divorce. I would finally end this dark, suffocating marriage. The next night, I got the text from Vanessa. "Zoe, they're in the room now. You coming? Is the bar busy? Dead tonight. Most of the staff already went home. It's the perfect time. I'm on my way. Can you help me?" Of course. I drove Leo to my parents' house and asked my mom to watch him. Then I went to Mai's. She was ready. She handed me a taser. "Where did you get this?" I asked, shocked. "I went out and bought it as soon as you told me what was happening. You can't go into a fight without a weapon." "Thank you, Mai." I called 2 of my friends. "They're meeting us near the bar. Let's go." Me, Mai, and her 2 friends. We arrived outside the bar. We were armed. Taser, pepper spray, a pair of scissors. We were ready for war. Vanessa met us at the entrance, a nervous energy buzzing around her. She led us quietly up to the 3rd floor and handed me a key card. "Room 302. The door's locked from the inside, but this will override it." "Thanks, Vanessa." We stood in the hallway outside room 302. My body was trembling, not from fear, but from a terrifying, cold rage. I was going to war, but my hands wouldn't stop shaking. Mai took the key card from my trembling hand. "Are you ready?" she whispered to the group. "I'm opening it." "Yes," I breathed, though my whole body was screaming. The lock clicked. The 4 of us burst into the room. Vanessa stood guard outside, and there they were, on the bed, tangled together, naked. They shot up, scrambling for the sheets in a panic. Tessa covered herself. Liam grabbed his pants to hide himself, his face contorted with shock and fury. "What the hell are you all doing here?" he roared. Mai screamed back at him. If we weren't here, we wouldn't know you were in bed with this whore. I finally found my voice. How long, Liam? How long have you been doing this to me? Why? His eyes were blazing. Shut your goddamn mouth. What I do is my business. You have no right. Now get the hell out. You bastard. Don't you feel any shame? What about your son? Shame? You should be ashamed. Get out. He was spitting insults, venom pouring from his mouth. Mai had heard enough. You son of a bitch. You fucking dog. Just divorce her already, set her free. Being with a piece of shit like you will ruin her whole life. Liam was used to being the one who screamed, the one who intimidated. He wasn't used to being on the receiving end. He was furious. He started to get dressed, shouting for his men. Logan, Mark, get up here. Mai stared him down. You're calling your boys? Call them. I don't give a damn. She turned to her friends. Get the bitch. The two women lunged at Tessa, grabbing her hair, clawing at her. Liam tried to protect her, but Mai raised the can of pepper spray and shot him directly in the face. He staggered back, roaring in pain, clutching his eyes. Mai then turned the spray on Tessa. As she screamed, the other two went to work, scratching, punching, tearing at her. She was wailing, but no one could hear. Vanessa was outside, blasting music from the hallway speakers, covering the sounds of the assault. Liam, blinded and choking, tried to get up again, but Mai sprayed him a second time. He collapsed, useless. After what felt like an eternity, we were done. We had beaten her, screamed at her, humiliated her, and now it was time to go home, pack my bags, and leave. This marriage was over. My life was long. I wouldn't waste it being a martyr for a man who didn't deserve me. When I got back to the house to pack, Grandma Rose came upstairs. Where have you been? And where's Leo? I left him with my mother. I'm packing my things. I'm going back to her house. What? Are you insane? Why would you suddenly do that? Your grandson can't keep his pants on. So I've decided to get a divorce. Give him the freedom he wants. Nonsense. Who have you been listening to? My Liam would never do such a thing. You've been home too long. You're going crazy. Don't say that to me. I have proof. I just came from beating up his mistress. I caught them in the act. Her face paled. I'm leaving now, I said, turning away from her. It's what you've always wanted, isn't it? You hate me. Well, now I'm gone. You should be happy. Don't be ridiculous. My grandson would never. You better not be making this up, or I'll kill you myself. I was too tired to argue with her anymore. I zipped up my suitcase and walked downstairs. Just as I reached the door, my phone rang. It was my mother. Her voice was panicked. Zoe, listen to me. Liam was just here. He took Leo. He said if he sees you, he's going to kill you. You need to run, Zoe. Get out of there. That bastard. It's okay, Mom. I'm not scared. I hung up and put my suitcase down. I wasn't going to run. I would wait right here. Let him come. Let's see if he would really kill the mother of his child over some whore. I sat on the sofa in the living room. Grandma Rose came downstairs, sneering. I thought you were leaving. Why are you still sitting here? I didn't say a word. She kept at it. Are you deaf now too? I asked you a question. I finally looked at her, my voice flat and empty. Grandma, I need to ask you a favor. If I die, can you please take care of Leo for me? Her face changed from anger to confusion. Are you crazy? Why are you talking like that? I'm just preparing for the worst. In case my husband actually kills me, then it will all be up to you. Don't be a fool. Is it true? About Liam having a mistress? Yes. She works at his bar. A prostitute? Yes. Impossible. My Liam is not that stupid. He wouldn't get involved with a prostitute. It's the truth. She came closer then, her voice dropping to a whisper. And you went to confront them. Did you get her? Me and my sister-in-law. We beat her badly, and I pepper sprayed Liam in the face. He's furious. He said he's coming to kill me. That's why I'm asking you, Grandma, if he does, please raise Leo for me. I'll watch over you from the other side. I'll make sure you live a long, healthy life. You idiot. Why would you let him kill you? You have to run. No matter what, a child needs its mother. Go to your parents' house for a few days. Let him cool off. I don't think it's that simple, I said. And just as the words left my mouth, I heard the roar of his car pulling into the driveway. He stormed in, carrying Leo, with 2 of his thugs behind him. His eyes were red raw from the pepper spray. He was radiating pure rage. "Where is that bitch?" he screamed. Grandma Rose intercepted him. "Run, Zoe. Go, now." But I didn't move. I stayed right where I was on the sofa. Running would only make him think I was afraid, and that would only fuel his rage. He stormed into the living room, his eyes locking on me. "You fucking bitch. You want to die, don't you?" I just stared back at him, my face a blank mask. Leo saw me and started crying, reaching for me. "Mama." Liam handed our son to his grandmother. "Take him upstairs. I'm going to deal with her." "No, Liam, calm down," she pleaded. "Whatever happened, we can talk about it." She brought people to my bar. She made a scene. She embarrassed me. I have to teach her a lesson. If you hadn't been cheating, she wouldn't have done it. You're both at fault, so just let it go. I stood up. "Let's get a divorce. Then you can be with whoever you want, and no one will ever bother you again." His eyes widened in fury. "You want a divorce?" "Yes, I want a divorce. I can't live with a selfish, childish man like you anymore." In a flash, he pulled a long hunting knife from the waistband of his jeans. He pointed it straight at my face. "You want to die." It wasn't a question. "Yes," I said, my voice steady. "Living with a piece of trash like you. I'd rather be dead. Go ahead. Do it." Grandma Rose grabbed his arm. "Liam, no. I'm begging you. And you, Zoe, will you shut your mouth?" I walked over, took Leo from her arms, and turned to the door. "I'm taking my son, and I'm leaving." I walked out, holding my son tight. I heard him running after me. "Who said you could take my son? Leave him here." I knew he would never let me take Leo that easily, but I had to try. I started to run. He caught up to me in the yard. He raised the knife, and he brought it down. A searing, white-hot pain exploded in my shoulder. The world went dark, but even as I fell, my arms never loosened their grip on my son. When I woke up, I was in the hospital. My mom was there. Mai was there. Even Grandma Rose was there. My mom was silent, her face etched with a grief too deep for words. Mai was furious, vowing to press charges and send Liam to prison. And Grandma Rose, she was crying, apologizing over and over, begging me not to press charges. I told her I wouldn't, on one condition. Liam had to agree to the divorce and give me full custody of Leo. I was discharged that afternoon. I went back to my parents' house with my son. In my mind, it was over. He had attacked me with a deadly weapon. No judge in the world would give him custody now. It would be a clean break. But I was wrong. It was never going to be that easy. A week later, Liam called me. His voice was calm, almost gentle, which was more terrifying than his rage. "How's your shoulder?" "What do you want, Liam?" "I want you to come home, Zoe. You and Leo. I'm sorry. I promise I'll change." I just laughed. "I'm not coming back. Listen to me." His voice hardened. You think you can send me to prison? It's not that easy. I know people. I can make this go away with one phone call. So don't try to threaten me. And if you don't come back, I will make sure you never get custody of our son. And I'll make sure no other man in this town ever comes near you again. Do you understand me? Are you threatening me? I'm telling you the truth. If you don't come back, you lose your son. And if you want a peaceful life, you'll have to move far away from here. Because as long as you're in this town, I will make your life a living hell. Do you understand? You are a monster. I'm sorry, Zoe. Come home. You and Leo can stay at your mom's for a few more days, but then you're coming home. I promise. I'll change. But if you don't, well, you know what will happen. Don't test me. He hung up. I dropped the phone and started to sob. He had me trapped. He was going to force me back into that prison. What could I do? His parents called, begging me to come back for the sake of the family. Grandma Rose came to my house every day, pleading with me. Please, Zoe. He said he's sorry. He promised he'll change, for Leo's sake. Give him one more chance. He's not sorry. He'll be good for a few days, and then it'll be the same thing all over again. Just come back. I'll talk to him. I'll make sure he behaves. Please, I don't want to go back there. Please, Zoe, I'm begging you. I won't yell at you anymore. I promise. You hate me. Why do you suddenly want me back? From now on, I promise, I will never hate you again. I will never scold you. Please, just come home. I don't want to. Come home, Zoe. I won't make you get up early anymore. You can sleep till noon if you want. I'll help you with the housework. Please. I need time to think. 2 days later, Liam showed up. He apologized again and tried to take me and Leo home. I refused, so he just picked up Leo and walked out the door. I tried to stop him, but he was too strong. He paused at the door and looked back at me, his eyes cold. If you don't come home, you will never see your son again. Think about that. I'll give you 2 days. Either you come back and we live as a family, or you stay here and you live the rest of your life alone. I'm taking Leo with me now. He used my son to force me back. I cried until my eyes were swollen shut. If he wouldn't let me see Leo, what would I do? I knew him. He wasn't making empty threats. He would do it. He had the money, the connections. He was a gangster. And me? I was a broke, unemployed housewife. Who would help me? Where could I even find a job? He had already threatened to make sure no one in town would hire me. I called my only lifeline. He took Leo. I sobbed. He's forcing me to go back. She was quiet for a long time. Then she said, Zoe, he wants you back. That means he still loves you. In his own twisted way. So what? I should go back and let him keep cheating on me. Maybe you go back and learn to live with the storm, she said softly. What does that mean? Just accept it? Suffer through it? Not suffer, she said, her voice changing, becoming sharp and practical. It means you get smarter. You get clever. You start playing his game. You've been too honest, too sincere, and look where it's gotten you. From now on, you need to be cunning, be a little fake, flatter him, stroke his ego, and while you're doing that, you start taking his money. Build yourself a secret escape fund, so that next time you have the power. Do you understand what I'm saying? She was right. All these years, I had given everything to him, to his family, and when things fell apart, I walked away with nothing, not a single dollar. He even took the son I gave birth to. You're right, I whispered, a new resolve hardening inside me. You're absolutely right. He has so much money, Zoe, and you're his wife. Why aren't you taking it? That grocery money he gives you every week. Skim a little off the top every day. $20 here, 50 there. He'll never notice. It adds up. You need to protect yourself. She was right. He had cash lying all over the house sometimes, stacks of it on his desk after a collection run. I never touched it. He gave me $300 a week for groceries. Some weeks I used it all. Some weeks there was money left over. I never kept it. When I ran out, I just asked for more. I had lived like a maid, a programmed machine, working day in and day out, never thinking of myself. I had been so stupid. I had forgotten about myself completely. I owed myself an apology, and I owed myself a future. Mai had opened my eyes. For the sake of my son, and for my own survival, I would go back. A few days later, when Liam called, I agreed to return. But before I went, I laid out my terms. You have to promise me. No more other women. I promise, Zoe. I promise. And if I ever find out you're with someone else, I have the right to confront her. And you are not allowed to get angry with me. Okay. Fine. Let's just go home. And if you don't change, I'm taking Leo, and we're going to disappear. And you will never, ever find us again. I know, Zoe. I get it. Can we go now? Yes. When I returned to that house, I was a different woman. I had changed completely. Before, I was simple, plain. Now, I was going to become a different kind of wife. For the first few days, Liam was a model husband. He stayed home all day. At night, he'd go to the bar for an hour or two, then come right back home to me and Leo. One night, as we were lying in bed, I wrapped my arms around his neck. Honey, I purred. Yeah, I need some new clothes. All my old stuff is so worn out. Okay, he said, nodding toward his wallet on the nightstand. Money's in there. Take what you need. I opened his wallet. I pulled out $1,500. Is $1,500 okay, baby? I need to get shoes too. And I was thinking of getting my hair cut and colored. He smiled, pleased. Take more. I don't want you running out. I kissed his cheek. Thank you, baby. I pulled out another $1,000, $2,500 in total. I had never held so much cash in my life. I spent $1,500 on a new wardrobe, new shoes, a new hairstyle. The remaining $1,000 I took to my mom's house and stuffed it inside a piggy bank, just like Mai had told me to. My hands were shaking as I pushed the bills through the slot. This was the first money that was truly mine since I'd gotten married. The feeling was indescribable. Mai encouraged me. See, I told you. Liam has so much money, he'll never say no to you. The key is knowing how to ask. I was so nervous, Mai. What if he finds out I'm hiding it? How would he find out? You don't tell me, I don't tell him. And besides, he has no idea how much women's clothes and shoes actually cost. You tell him that pair of heels was $500, he'll believe you. Just be confident. Flatter him a little. Everything will be fine. Okay, I get it. I went home. Liam saw me and his jaw dropped. I was wearing a sexy new dress, my hair professionally styled and colored a warm auburn. Who are you? He joked. I sauntered over and wrapped my arms around his neck. It's your wife. Don't you recognize me? You look different. I almost didn't recognize you. Do I look good? All those frumpy pajamas you used to wear. I threw them all out, I said. From now on, I'm always going to look beautiful for you. Beautiful, yes, but a little provocative. His eyes raked over me. You look like you're looking for trouble. The only trouble I'm looking for is with my husband, I whispered, kissing him. Oh, by the way, I ordered some new skincare. It's imported, really good stuff, but it's a little pricey. Buy it, he said instantly. I don't care about the money. As long as you look this good, it's worth it. And so, my new life began. A little bit here, a little bit there. I skimmed and I saved. Each week, I'd take another trip to my parents' house to feed the piggy bank. And then, one day, I found out the truth. My husband had a routine. Every Friday, like clockwork, he would drive 2 hours to the city to pick up his new mistress. Her name was Thuy, a college student. He'd bring her back to Maple Creek, and they'd spend Friday and Saturday night together. Then, on Sunday evening, he'd drive her back to her dorm, and she knew. Of course, she knew. She knew all about me and Leo. But Liam was paying her tuition. He was buying her things. And for that, she was willing to be his weekend girlfriend. This time, when I found out, I was calm. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't cause a scene. I had learned my lesson. Liam was a man who valued his pride, his image, above all else. If I embarrassed him publicly again, I would be the one to suffer. I still had the scar on my shoulder to prove it. This time, my revenge would be different. It would be sweet, and it would be silent. In front of Liam, I was the perfect, doting wife. I smiled, I cooked. I never questioned where he was going. I knew he was with her, but I acted as if I were completely oblivious. His cheating, it was like a cancer that had metastasized in his soul. It was part of him now, and if I wanted to stay with him, for my son's sake, I had to accept it. Have I changed? I don't even know who I am anymore. Do I still love him? I don't think so. Maybe the cheating, the betrayal, it all just killed the love, eroded it, bit by bit, until nothing was left but a hollow shell of obligation. All that remains now is a mother's fierce, desperate love for her child. I stay to give my son a complete family, and I endure this bizarre, painful reality. Liam would come home, sleep in our bed all week, but on Friday and Saturday nights, he always had an excuse. Gotta work late at the bar, babe. It's the weekend. It gets crazy. I'll just crash there. I would just nod. Okay, honey. I never questioned him. I knew he was spending those 2 nights in a motel with Thuy. Did he think I was stupid? That I didn't know? I knew everything. But saying it out loud would change nothing. Instead, I started to plot. I had to find a way to get rid of Thuy without destroying my own family in the process. I went to Mai's house again, my heart heavy. Mai, he's doing it again. She sighed. Some things never change, do they? Who is it this time? A college student. Her name is Thuy. A college girl. These kids today have no shame, do they? Trading their dignity for a man who will pay their bills. Help me figure out what to do, Mai. I need a plan. We can't just go and beat her up again. Liam will lose his mind. He might actually kill you this time. So, I just let it happen? My voice cracked. If I die, Mai, you'll look after Leo for me, right? Don't you dare talk like that, she snapped. You are not going to die. You are going to live a long life and raise your son. We just have to be smarter this time. If anyone is going to suffer, it's them, not you. Do you hear me? But I don't know what to do, I cried. I can't think of anything. Just calm down. Let me think. Rushing into this will only get you hurt. I went home to find Grandma Rose cooking dinner. There you are. I had to start dinner myself. Where's Leo? His father took him out to play. Well, go take a shower. Dinner's almost ready. Okay. Why the long face? Something happened. No, Grandma. Nothing. I'm just tired of this life. What is it? Tell me. It's nothing really. Don't worry about it. After my shower, I came down to set the table. Liam brought Leo back from the neighbor's house. During dinner, Grandma Rose kept putting food on my plate. Eat up. Stop looking so miserable. Liam looked at me, concerned. "What's wrong, Zoe? You seem down." I just sighed. "It's nothing, Liam. I just have a headache. I feel kind of weak. Did you take anything for it?" "Not yet." "Well, go take something after dinner." "Okay." After we ate, Liam started getting ready to go out, standing in front of the mirror, combing his hair, spraying that goddamn cologne. I knew exactly where he was going. He was going to meet her. I walked over and held out my hand. "Honey, can I have some money for my medicine?" "It's in my wallet," he said, not looking at me. I picked up his wallet. I took out $300. A bottle of Tylenol cost $10. I saw a brand new tube of expensive lipstick inside his wallet. It was a bright, flashy red. Definitely not my color. It was for her. He wouldn't have bought it for me and just left it in his wallet. An idea, sharp and wicked, sparked in my mind. A moment later, Liam went into the bathroom. I knew he'd be in there for a while. He always took his phone with him. This was my chance. I grabbed the lipstick, twisted the tube all the way up, and then slammed the cap back on, snapping the bright red stick clean off inside. I put it back in his wallet, exactly where I found it. Then I saw something else. A small box of condoms and a tiny, elegant bottle of intimate perfume. He was so thoughtful, wasn't he? Buying perfume for his mistress's private parts. The rage was so intense I felt dizzy. I had to do something. I remembered the jar of pickled ghost peppers Liam had brought back from a trip. The brine was infused with a heat so intense it was almost painful. I grabbed the intimate perfume, ran downstairs to the kitchen, poured the expensive liquid down the sink, and refilled the tiny bottle with the fiery pepper brine. I screwed the cap on tight, ran back upstairs, and slipped it back into his wallet. Luckily, he was still in the bathroom, laughing at something on his phone. My work done, I sat at my vanity, staring at my own reflection. I was beautiful, wasn't I? I was a young mother, in the prime of my life. Why wasn't I enough for him? But then I pushed the thought away. It didn't matter anymore. All that mattered was survival. And my secret fund. When Liam came out of the bathroom, he saw me putting on makeup and smiled. "You're already beautiful. You don't need all that." "Thank you, honey." I turned to him, putting on my sweetest smile. "Oh, baby, can I have some money? I want to take my and the kids out for milkshakes." "Of course, baby. How much do you need?" "Whatever you want to give me." He ruffled my hair. "You're so sweet." He pulled out his wallet and handed me a $500 bill. "Here, have fun." "Thank you, my love. You go have fun at the bar." "I will. You go see your sister." After he left, I drove to my mom's house. I didn't go for milkshakes. Mai hated them. She said they were poison. I bought some fruit for the kids, and the $500 went straight into the piggy bank. Meanwhile, in a cheap motel room across town, Liam and Thuy were kissing. "Baby, where's my lipstick?" "Right here, my love." As she was about to open it, he pulled her into his arms. "Let's shower first. I've missed you so much." She smiled and put the lipstick in her purse. "Okay, wait for me." He handed her the small bottle. "Use this. It's amazing." "Ooh, you're always finding new toys for us," she giggled. When she came out of the shower, her expression was pained. Liam was already on the bed, waiting for her. "Come here, baby." "Honey, that perfume you gave me, it doesn't smell like anything." "What do you mean?" "It should." I poured the whole bottle on, and nothing. "Here, smell." He did. It was true. No scent. That's weird. It's the same brand as last time. It doesn't smell. But it's starting to burn. It's really starting to burn and sting Liam. A few minutes later, she was yelping in pain. A fiery, itching rash spreading across her most sensitive skin. Liam's romantic evening was ruined. Twee, furious and in pain, got dressed and stormed out. Later that night, she opened her new lipstick, only to find it a smashed, useless mess inside the tube. She was incandescent with rage. She called Liam, screaming, "That lipstick is ruined. And that perfume was fucking chili oil. It was your wife, wasn't it? That bitch Zoe did this. Hey, watch your mouth. My wife would never do something like that. She did. She's trying to send me a message. You're so stupid, you can't even see it. My wife doesn't know anything about you and me, so don't talk nonsense. She knows. You're the idiot who doesn't know anything. Who are you calling an idiot? I'll slap the shit out of you, you little brat. Oh, you're a big man now, threatening me. You're the one who's a coward, sneaking around behind your wife's back." The fight escalated until Liam was screaming threats down the phone. Their sordid little affair was over, but Twee wasn't done. She was furious, humiliated. She went to Liam's Facebook page, found my profile, and sent me a friend request. "You just wait, you son of a bitch," she thought. "I'm going to show your perfect little wife exactly who you are." It was my birthday. Liam took me and Leo out to a fancy restaurant. "Happy birthday, my love." "Thank you, honey." "So, what do you want for your present?" I smiled, thinking of my piggy bank. Time to make a deposit. "I want to go to a spa, baby. For some skin treatments, whitening, you know. But it's really expensive." "How expensive?" "Like $5,000 to $7,000. I made my voice sound hesitant. My skin has been so dull lately. "But that's too much. It's okay. We can forget about it." "Don't be silly. You go. I'll give you $8,000. Consider it my birthday gift." He was so predictable. I squeezed out a few fake tears of gratitude. "Oh, honey, thank you. You're so good to me. I'm so happy." There, don't cry. People are staring." As we were eating, my phone buzzed. A message request from a Twee Nguyen, my husband's ex-mistress. I opened the message and pretended to be confused. "Honey, look. Some girl named Twee just messaged me. She's saying the weirdest things." "What? Let me see." I handed him the phone. "Hello, Zoe. My name is Twee. I'm your husband Liam's girlfriend. I know you probably don't believe me, so I'm sending you a few pictures of us in bed together. Enjoy." I had known for months, but I put on the performance of a lifetime. "Is this one of your flings, Liam? You're cheating on me again?" He stammered. "That's over, Zoe. I already ended it with her. I swear. You promised me this wouldn't happen again. You lied to me. I'm sorry, Zoe. This girl is crazy. I'll handle her." She messaged me, "Liam, how do you think I should reply to her?" "However you want, Zoe. Whatever you want to say." I smiled and started typing. This was my chance to make them destroy each other, and I wouldn't have to lift a finger. "Listen here, you little homewrecker. You talk to me with some respect, or my husband will come find you and beat you senseless." Twee replied instantly. "You think I'm scared of him? That stupid coward? I'm not afraid of him." I showed the phone to Liam. "Look, honey, she's calling you stupid. My husband, who's so handsome and smart, a leader, and she dares to call you stupid." I fanned the flames, my voice full of indignation. "If you're stupid, then there are no smart men left in the world. I have half a mind to go find her and slap her myself." Liam was seething. Twee kept sending messages, each one more insulting than the last. Finally, he couldn't take it anymore. He picked up his phone and called one of his thugs. "Logan, where are you?" "I don't care. Go to Twee's house right now and slap her fucking face off for me. I don't care if she's a girl. Do it. Then take a picture and send it to me. Yes, boss. I sat next to him, listening, a wave of satisfaction washing over me. Just like that, another one bites the dust, and in my husband's eyes, I was still his innocent, loving wife. I happily took his $8,000, spent $4 at the spa, and put the other $4 in the bank. But the peace never lasts, does it? A month later, I could smell it again. The scent of another woman clinging to his clothes. I was just tired, so tired. I was starting to think my entire life with him would just be one long, exhausting cycle of fighting off his mistresses. This new one was young, really young. Her name was Q, a senior in high school. I found out by accident, reading a message over his shoulder. Q, baby, I'm craving a milkshake. Liam, okay, I'll have one of my guys bring some to your school. How many? Q, 15. For me and my friends. Liam, okay. I saw it all. The messages planning motel meetups, the sappy I love yous. This time, I did nothing. I didn't get angry. I didn't plot my revenge. I just accepted it. Let him have his fun. My only job now was to protect my son and to keep taking his money for our escape fund. He could do whatever he wanted, as long as it didn't touch me or my son. But life is never that simple, is it? When you ignore a problem, it doesn't go away, it grows. And this new girl, Q, she didn't want to be a secret. She wanted to be the main event. She wanted my life. She started a campaign of psychological warfare. On the days Liam stayed home with me, she would blow up his phone, crying, throwing tantrums. He'd have to retreat to the bathroom to soothe his teenage girlfriend. I'm busy. Baby, I'll see you tomorrow. Go get a milkshake with your friends. Don't be mad. No, don't cry. My son. Leo is sick. I have to stay home with him. I sat outside the door, listening to him lie, using our own son as an excuse to placate his mistress. I felt nothing but a profound, weary disgust. He was beyond saving. I looked at Leo, playing on the floor, his eyes wide and innocent. Mama, he said, looking up at me. I smiled at him, all the darkness inside me melting away for a second. My son, he was the only reason I was still in this house. But Kia wouldn't stop. She found me on Facebook and sent a friend request. This little bitch has some nerve, I thought. Fine. Let's see what you want. I accepted. A message popped up instantly. Q. Hello, Zoe. Me. Hello, Q. Q. How did you know my name? I didn't even introduce myself. Me. I know a lot of things. What do you want? Q. I'm in love with your husband. Me. I know. Q. You know? And you're not angry. Me. I'm used to it. It's normal. Nothing to get angry about. Stress causes wrinkles. Q. Don't you get jealous. He sleeps with me. Me. No. In fact, I was thinking of building a guest house out back and letting you move in. That way, you and Liam wouldn't have to sneak around anymore. Wouldn't that be nice? We could be sister wives. She thought my kindness was weakness. She got cocky. Q. I don't want to be the second wife. I want to be the main wife. You should give your husband to me. Me. I won't give him to you, but I can sell him to you. If you can afford my price. Q. You'd sell your husband. Me. Things that no longer have value should be sold or thrown away. My price is $100 a pound. Liam weighs about 180 pounds, so that's $18,000. Cash. Q. Fine. I'll get the money, and when I do, you have to divorce him and leave. Me. It's a deal. Let me know when you have the money. Until then, stop bothering me, because if you make me angry, I will hurt you. Goodbye. Kia, what's your problem? Can't take a joke? Me, I'm a very busy person. I don't have time for your games. What you think is fun, I find incredibly pathetic. So I'm telling you one last time, do not message me or call me again. You are annoying me. I tried to ignore her, but she was relentless. Every day, she would send me photos, a picture of their hands intertwined, a screenshot of their loving texts, a photo of them asleep in a motel room, tangled in the cheap sheets. I was sick of it. I took screenshots of everything she sent and forwarded them all to Liam. Your girlfriend keeps sending me these every single day. She is harassing me. I don't care if you sleep around, but you need to keep your whores on a leash. Do you enjoy having your wife tormented like this? He replied a minute later. She's crazy. I'll talk to her, but it only got worse. She took my silence as a sign of weakness, as proof that I was some stupid, meek little housewife. She messaged me constantly. I stopped reading them. She called me. I blocked her number. That Sunday, she showed up at my house. It was 9 a.m. Liam was still asleep upstairs. I was in the kitchen, preparing a chicken for lunch. Grandma Rose was at the sink, washing apples. These apples look so good, she was saying. You need to eat more, Zoe. You're looking too thin these days. I'm fine, Grandma. Just not sleeping well. You need to rest. Stop waiting up for Liam. It's not worth it. Just let him do his thing. It's not worth your health. As we were talking, a figure appeared in the kitchen doorway. It was Q. Good morning, Grandma, she said sweetly. Good morning, Zoe. My blood ran cold. Grandma Rose, oblivious, smiled back. Hello, dear. Who are you looking for? I'm here to see Liam. Is he home? He is. He's still asleep upstairs. And you are? Kyo puffed out her chest, her voice loud and clear. My name is Kyo. I'm Liam's girlfriend. Grandma Rose's eyes widened. She looked from Q to me, her face a storm of confusion. What? What did you just say? Q repeated it, louder this time. I said, my name is Q, and I am Liam's girlfriend. Grandma Rose's face turned purple. He has a wife and a child. Don't you know that? And you still chase after him. That's the trend these days, Grandma, Q said with a smirk. Married men are the best. My grandmother-in-law was speechless. She turned to me, her eyes begging for an explanation. Is this true, Zoe? I just nodded. Yes, Grandma. That's all it took. The dam broke. Grandma Rose dropped the apples into the sink, marched over to Q, and grabbed a fistful of her hair. You little tramp. Barely out of diapers, and you're already trying to steal another woman's husband. Look, open your eyes and look at his wife, at his son. You knew, and you still did this. Have you no shame? Kyo shoved her. Get off me. This is my business. It has nothing to do with you, you old hag. Let me go. I will not. Today, I'm going to teach you a lesson. Let go of me. I heard a thud and a cry of pain. Zoe, help. She pushed me. She's hitting me. I turned from the stove. Kia had shoved Grandma Rose to the floor. The old woman was clutching her hip, wincing in pain. That's when I snapped. You thought because I was quiet, I was weak, didn't you? I said, my voice dangerously calm as I walked toward her. I told you to get out of this house. Kyo shrieked at me. Liam doesn't love you anymore. He loves me. You came into my home. You made a scene, and you pushed down an old woman. You have gone too far, Kyo. The rage that I had been suppressing for years finally exploded. I lunged at her, grabbing her by the hair and slapping her face, again and again. You little bitch. I screamed, the slaps punctuating my words. Still a child. You should be at home drinking your mother's milk, not trying to steal a husband. Come back when you're grown up. She tried to fight back, but she was no match for my fury. I dragged her by her hair to the outdoor faucet, pushed her head under it, and turned the water on full blast. Let me wash that filth out of your brain, I roared, holding her struggling head under the icy stream. Grandma Rose had gotten to her feet and joined in, grabbing one of her sandals and beating Q on the face with it. Homewrecker, disgraceful trash, we'll teach you a lesson today. We would have killed her, I think. But Mrs. Gable from next door happened to come over to return a borrowed dish, and her screams of horror finally broke the spell. We let Q go. She scrambled to her feet, bruised, soaked, and humiliated, and ran away. After Q was beaten and sent running, she only became more determined. She wanted revenge. I warned Liam. I told him he needed to end it, to control her. I don't care who you sleep with anymore, I told him, my voice devoid of emotion. I don't care, but it has to be discreet. I will not be humiliated. I will not be made to look like a fool. And you will never, ever let one of your whores contact me or come to my house again. If it happens again, I will not be responsible for my actions, and I won't just go after her. I'll come after you, too. He promised. He swore it would never happen again. He said he was just playing with her, that he'd dump her in a month or two anyway. I just scoffed. I didn't care anymore. As long as they stayed out of my life, they could do whatever they wanted. For 1 week, there was peace. I went to my mom's house, broke open the piggy bank, and counted the money with nearly $30,000. I opened a bank account under my own name and deposited it all. My escape fund, my future. But then, Kyo started again. I had accepted her existence. I had agreed to share my husband, but that wasn't enough for her. She wanted to destroy me. It was 8 p.m. I was watching a movie with Grandma Rose. My phone buzzed. It was Q. Your husband and I are tangled up in bed right now, at the Starlight Motel, near the bridge. You're pretty good at sharing, aren't you? You must be very proud. Sleeping with another woman's husband. I am. From now on, every time we sleep together, I'm going to film it and send it to you. You'll love that, won't you? Something inside me broke. I knew with a terrifying certainty that if I didn't end this now, I would be tormented by girls like her for the rest of my life. My life would be a parade of sluts and humiliations. I ran upstairs. In the back of our closet, Liam kept his tools, knives, bats, even a gun. I took out the thing he was proudest of, a decorative but very real, very sharp samurai sword. I hid it under my jacket, ran outside, and got on my scooter. I drove like a madwoman to the Starlight Motel. If she was telling the truth, if they were in that motel, her life was over. I was past reason, past sanity. This time, I would kill her. I would cut her to pieces. It was her or me. I pulled into the parking lot and saw it. Liam's car. The world went red. I walked into the lobby and slammed $2,000 in cash on the counter. My husband is in one of your rooms with a prostitute, I said to the young girl at the desk. Help me, and this is yours. She looked at me, her eyes wide with fear. Are you going to cause trouble? You're alone. I just need to take a few pictures for the divorce court. That's it. Please. $2,000. What's his name? Liam. Liam Carter. He drives that black Cadillac out front. She nodded and handed me a key card. Room 205. I took the key and went upstairs. I stood outside the door, my heart a war drum in my chest. I opened the door. They were on the bed, wrapped around each other. What was that click? I heard Q ask. Nothing, baby, Liam murmured. I stepped inside and flipped on the lights. It's me. They both froze, their eyes wide with terror. Liam grabbed for the sheets. Zoe, how did you find us? I pointed at Q. She told me. She invited me. I turned my burning gaze on Liam. How many times, Liam? How many times did I tell you? I told you I didn't care what you did, as long as you kept it away from me. But you never listen. You let these whores disrespect me, time and time again. Q smirked from the bed. This is fun, isn't it, Zoe? Seeing your face right now. It's priceless. And that's when I pulled the sword from my jacket. You forced me to do this, I whispered. Liam saw the blade gleam under the cheap motel lights, and the color drained from his face. Zoe, wait. Be calm. Baby, I'm begging you. It's too late, I said, my voice a hollow echo. I gave you so many chances. You refused to change. So tonight, I will help you and her be together, forever. Zoe, please. He scrambled off the bed and ran for the door. Q was paralyzed with fear, a stark contrast to her smugness just moments before. As Liam tried to get past me, I swung the sword. Not at his head, not at his chest. Lower. There was a sickening thud. The blade was sharper than I could have imagined. His penis, severed, flew through the air and landed on the filthy carpet. Blood sprayed everywhere. He let out a scream that was barely human. Kia finally snapped out of her terror and started to pee, the dark stains spreading across the white sheets. As she tried to run, I swung the sword again, slicing a deep gash across her back. They both collapsed. People from other rooms, hearing the screams, came running. They saw the blood, the bodies, the sword in my hand, and chaos erupted. Someone called an ambulance. Liam, even in his agony, had the presence of mind to scoop his severed manhood off the floor before the paramedics took him away. A month passed. The surgery to reattach his part was a success. He was released from the hospital. As for Q, her wound healed, but the sight of what I had done to Liam, the sheer bloody horror of it, broke her. She left town as soon as she could, cutting off all contact with everyone she knew. She never wanted to set foot in Maple Creek again. Both of them were scarred for life, a lesson they would never forget. I wrote up the divorce papers and took them to the house. I placed them on the table in front of him, then went and picked up my son. Liam was a different man, quiet, subdued, broken. He said nothing. He didn't try to stop me from taking Leo. This time, he would sign the papers. Our marriage ended not with a whimper, but with a blood-soaked scream in a cheap motel room. I had no regrets. He paid a price. The surgery may have been a success on paper, but there would be complications, lifelong consequences, a permanent reminder of his betrayal. After the divorce was finalized, I took Leo on a trip to the ocean. We walked along the beach, his small hand in mine. The air was clean, the sky was clear. Mommy and you, I said, squeezing his hand. We're always going to be together, okay? The bad things are over now. From now on, it's just going to be happy days for us. A woman finds her happiness when she has her child, her family, and her own money in the bank. You sacrifice for the people who gave you life, and the person you gave life to. Anything else, if it's not good for you, you have to know when to let it go. Don't you agree? The sound of gentle ocean waves, the happy squeal of a child, the tense atmospheric hum is gone, replaced by a sense of quiet peace. We stood there for a long time, just watching the waves. Leo was laughing, chasing the foam as it fizzled on the sand. For the first time in years, I could breathe. The weight that had been crushing my chest the constant knot of anxiety in my stomach. It was gone, replaced by this quiet, this stillness. Do you know what the most surprising thing was? I didn't feel like a monster after what I had done, after the motel, the sword, the blood. I thought I would be haunted. I thought I would see his face, her face, in my nightmares. But I didn't. My sleep was dreamless, peaceful. Maybe what I did was monstrous. Maybe it was unforgivable. Society would certainly say so. But society wasn't there in the dead of night, lying next to a cold, empty space in the bed. Society didn't hear the whispers and the insults from his family. Society didn't see the smirks on the faces of his mistresses. They pushed me, all of them. Liam, his grandmother, Tessa, Thuy, Kia. They kept pushing and pushing, backing me into a corner, stripping away my dignity, my sanity, my very sense of self, piece by painful piece. They thought I was a doll they could play with and then discard. They forgot that even a doll, if you push it far enough, will break, and its broken pieces can be sharper than any blade. I look at my son, my beautiful, innocent boy, and I know I did the right thing. Not for me, for him. He will not grow up in a house filled with lies and betrayal. He will not learn from his father that it's okay to disrespect women, that love is a weapon, that a family is just a facade. No, he will grow up here with me, surrounded by the fierce, unconditional love of his mother. He will learn what true strength is, not the loud, arrogant strength of a bully like his father, but the quiet, enduring strength of a survivor. Do I worry about the future? Sometimes. The world is a hard place for a single mother with a dark past. But I have my son, and I have my escape fund. Nearly $30,000 that I scraped and saved. My secret rebellion. It's not a fortune, but it's a start. It's a foundation. It's freedom. Liam will recover. Physically, at least. He'll walk. He'll talk. He'll probably even find another woman foolish enough to fall for his damaged charm. But he will never be the same. He will carry the scar of what he did to me, of what I did to him, for the rest of his life. And every time he looks in a mirror, he will be reminded that some actions have consequences that can never be undone. And me? I am free. It's a strange, terrifying, exhilarating feeling. For so long, my entire world revolved around him. His moods, his desires, his betrayals. Now, my world revolves around the sun rising, the sound of my son's laughter, the taste of salt on the air. It's simple, and it's mine. We walked back from the shore, the setting sun painting the sky in shades of orange and purple. Leo was getting tired, his head resting on my shoulder, his breathing soft and even. "I love you, Mommy," he mumbled into my neck. I held him tighter, my eyes filling with tears, not of sadness, but of a fierce, overwhelming gratitude. "I love you too, my sweet boy," I whispered. "Always." My story is not a fairy tale. There is no prince, no happily ever after. It's a story about a girl who was lost, and a woman who found her way out, not by waiting for a hero, but by becoming one herself. It's a story about the lines we draw, and what happens when someone pushes you so far across them that you have no choice but to burn their world to the ground. And as I stand here, with my son in my arms and the whole world in front of us, I have only one thing left to say. I regret nothing.